Now let's take a look at the actual programming. You'll notice immediately as the machine is booting up, the screen confirms it's an Amplitronyx 6 and it has a software version of 1.49. On our home screen here is where we start our programming. The first thing you'll notice, it'll say Program Dave 1 is loaded and ready. Quite often when you use your thermal cycler, you run the same program over and over, and we've set this up to be convenient where you can immediately go directly to the run button, put your samples in the machine, and you're off and running. But let's assume this is the first time you've used this machine, and let's walk you through a couple of the other steps. You'll notice up here the block button. When you push that, that just confirms what type of chassis you have. This is an Amplitronyx 6, and the type of block in the machine. The Utilities button, this is the area you use when you're first getting your machine and you want to set your cycler up. This does things like let you set the current time and current date. You also have the ability to work with a display, to change the contrast, to calibrate, etc., etc. Let's take a look at programming. In the program mode, we have two options. We can edit a saved program or we can write a new program. Let's take a look at writing a new program. One of the great features of the Amplitronyx software is the standard profiles have already been placed into the software. So we have 10 of these that you'll be familiar with. You'll notice a standard, a gradient, hot start, touchdown. These program profiles look familiar to what you've already been using. But let's take a look at writing an actual gradient program. One of the fantastic things about Amplitronyx software is the profile is listed for you and all the programming is going to be done on one screen. No more having to flip-flop back and forth to different screens or different buttons to get all of the parameters set for your profile. For example, if you would like to change something from the standard profile, for example, on stage 2, instead of having 30 cycles, we'd like to have 40. You literally touch the button, you go in and select 40, store it, and now stage 2 has 40 cycles. Changing the temperature works just as easy. Select the temperature. We were at 72. Now we'd like to go to 78. And you will see 78 in this third stage, first step. Time works identical. We were at 5 minutes. We would like to go to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. You can now see it's loaded in there. So let's take a look at actually putting in a gradient. You'll see the bright red button. This indicates where your gradient should go in the program. You can select temperature gradient. Our gradient is across 12 columns. Let's set our gradient to start at 48 degrees. You can see in column 1 it starts at 48, and we'd like to have a range of 12 degrees, not 10. Now you can see the gradient calculator has already set this up from column 1 through 12, left to right, at 48 degrees ending at 60. At this point you can store and print it for your records, or clear and start over, or store. Well, let's store this for our program. Okay, the program looks good at this point. We want to just quickly check our program preferences. These are things like, do we want our heated lid on or off? And how would we like to control the temperature? Be it a simulated tube, a simulated probe, or through the block. We're going to select block. We store these. Now our program's ready to go. So let's save this program. And we would like to save this as a new program, and let's call this Dave number 3. We enter. Now we're done. Let's go run our brand new program. So we just touch run, We've got two options here. We can start our current program or load another program. Well, if you'll view right in the bottom of the screen, it will tell you that program Dave 1 is ready to go. So if we push the start program, we'll run Dave 1. But we want to run our brand new program called Dave 3. So let's go find it. You'll see Dave 3 on the screen. You highlight it, open it, and now you'll notice Dave 3 is loaded in the queue and ready to go. We simply push start the program and the machine takes off. At this point, the machine is cooling the block, heating the lid, getting ready to go. But let's look at our Run Options menu. We've got several options here. We can view the program profile and actually track it through the process. You could go back, view the current program settings if you forgot. You could actually pause. But in this case, we're going to stop the current program. It wants us to confirm. Yes. The program has now stopped. And this is how simple it is to program the Amplitronyx series of thermal cyclers.